This 1962/68 Gibson ES-335 has really a remarkable story. Back in the early days, most of the 335s of the early 60s experienced many breaks due to the thin construction at the neck and a lack of a volute here, which would give it some strength. It really was quite an issue. There's also some speculation that breaks were due to inferior wood quality, but no one really knows for sure. The history we know about this particular guitar is that it was likely knocked over and the neck broke right at the headstock, a common problem. It was then sent back to the Gibson factory, Kalamazoo, Michigan, for repairs, and at that time the neck was replaced with a very desirable 1968 335 neck, making this guitar something really special. You might say it was a lucky break. Diving deeper into the specs, this guitar features a beautiful cherry rosewood finish, a 5-piece laminated maple back, top, and sides, and a factory-installed Bigsby. The factory-installed Bigsby is exceptionally distinct because at that time it was mainly an aftermarket edition, and it still is. This guitar also features a custom-made plate that covers the holes for the original tailpiece. Talking pickups, the neck pickup is a very early PAF Seth Lover humbucker, which stands for patent applied for. That means that this pickup was made well before the pickup was even patented, making it a really special addition to this guitar. The bridge pickup is patent pending humbucker. Both of them are highly sought after and desired. The guitar pickup of choice for guitar legends for decades because of the tone, response, clarity, punch, and dynamics. The sound of the guitar is magnificent, best described as bluesy, deep, resonant, and rich, as we shall see. I traded 3 guitars and some cash to get this one, and I've never regretted it. It rocks. It's truly a vintage treasure, a legacy for sure. Today we have with us Mr. Ed Heisler, the owner of Black Mountain Guitar in Cave Creek, Arizona, discussing this epic vintage legacy. Let's check it out. Ed Heisler.
Hey.
Thanks for the demo.
Thank
you. It was
you.
Awesome. And I'm glad you're joining us today.
Well, thank you for the guitar.
Oh, you're
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'll take that back. So, Ed, you had a chance to play this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested in your thoughts and your take on an instrument of this caliber.
Oh, I love this guitar. And it's easy to play. That's one thing I like about it. I like the feel of the neck. The neck profile is perfect for me. I think the 68 too, kind of really, they went a little thinner. I kind of like that a lot better. And it's kind of cool is you got the PAF, and it's a patent number pickup, right? And a bridge, yeah. And you can hear it, which is basically a PAF. Just, I don't know if you're familiar with the patent number pickup. So what it was, they Gibson, to throw off people looking to look up the patent, they put the trapeze tailpiece patent number on the sticker.
Really?
Did you not know that?
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so that's what you did. So when you
that's
look
why you're here. Tell us all these wonderful things.
Yeah, so that's what so the PAF said PAF, and then this one here had a patent number, and the patent number was the trapeze tailpiece that that they use forever to throw everybody off. So but if you look at if you were to flip the pickups over, you would see that they'd have the same marks on the bottom of the feet, showing that they are really just the same pickup, just a year apart. I've never been a fan of how close Gibson puts their bridge pickup to the bridge, because there's very little string vibration here.
It's very
and
close.
it gets very, you get a thinner sound, which I've never been that big of a fan of. Matter of fact, on my Gibsons, I typically wire this pickup to 250K pot to get a little bit warmer sound.
What's that mean?
Well, because you got a 500K pot and you got 250K. Gibson primarily uses 500K pots, which are going to give a brighter sound. So let's way back up. They used to use 300K pots with their P90s, okay?
Gotcha.
Fender, when I did sail coils, they were using 250K pots. They were the 250K pots because it actually curves off the higher frequencies.
Yes.
And the pickup's not as bright.
Yes.
When Seth Lover created a humbucker.
That's where Seth Lover comes into the picture.
Seth Lover comes into the picture. He creates the humbucker, so you got 2 coils, wound in reverse. One coil over the north pole of the magnet, 100-bar magnet right there. The other one's over the south pole. And what he did notice it was dark. It's a dark pickup. So he went to 500K, so that way you're rolling off less of the highs. If you go to like a 1 meg, you're almost practically going out to the output jack without any of the curve, any of the pods affecting any of the tone.
I get it.
But but still, I think this one sounds much better at 250K. I just like that. But you know, you look at the 50s. I mean, even Fender they didn't even have a tone pod connected to their bridge pickup. They wanted that bright, brassy sound. So you know, in that time frame, it worked. But
You've played dozens, hundreds of guitars. You're really quite. I'm so happy you're here because you really demonstrated this well for us. And so, how does this compare to like other guitars, either of its vintage or that you've played? What draws you to this?
It's just very comfortable. Yeah, I played a lot of 335s and Gibsons and stuff. Sometimes I pick them up and they're just uncomfortable. You know, the action doesn't feel right. Even if you set them up, sometimes they just feel stiff. This one feels like a glove that fits perfectly.
Yeah,
it's just
I think
really,
it's the neck. What I love is
that's why I like the
neck. It fits my head really well.
Yeah, and the 12-inch radius too has always been comfortable with me. Because that, you know, back when I first started playing guitar, you were either a Gibson guy or a Fender guy.
Right.
Iron Maiden, you know, single coils didn't work. Humbuckers do. So, so obviously I went with Gibson, and I just got used to that 12 neck, you know, the 12-inch radius.
Very comfortable.
Yeah. So it's just
great.
you know, so to me, playing a Gibson with like PA pickups and stuff like that, it's almost. It's like coming home. It's like, you know, putting on a warm blanket, you know.
Yeah, like second nature.
Yeah, it feels good. It's just something that's really nice, and this guitar is just, I just love the vintage vibe with the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah, I know. It's a factory installed Bigsby on there too.
Yeah,
which was quite unusual.
And I always thought this was kind of, I hate to say it, but
I know why they did that.
I always thought that was goofy.
To cover the holes.
Cover the holes,
right?
Yeah. But you know, I get
Custom made.
I even got a custom made Gibson in the 90s, and even then, I wanted a factory Bigsby on it.
Yeah.
And you looked in the back, and you could see where they drilled the holes for the original tailpiece.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And then they put the Bigsby over that, and I was like,
why?
It's a custom shop. Could you at least, you know?
Right.
You know, but you know they put it through the whole, you know, production line and then pulled it off, and then you know, so it's kind of you know, it is. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, Gibson is a production manufacturer. You know, it's all about volume. And you know, and it's
profit.
It's profit.
Oh, God
bless what's that P&L look like at the end of the year?
Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah. They've given us some amazing, incredible instruments over the years.
Yeah.
Some of them are hanging up here, and some of them I got from your shop.
Yeah.
Right up there
I like that one behind you.
Yeah, that one right there.
That's a beautiful guitar.
The J200.
My gosh.
I played it last week. It was.
I seen the video.
Yeah.
Or the picture of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Looks great on you.
Yeah.
You should come to my shop and buy more. They look great on you too.
I'll do that. Your shop's a dangerous place.
It's a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place.
You know, I have a saying.
But for some of us, it's.
Well, the thing is, though, I have a saying. The more guitars you buy, the better player you become. So.
Yeah. Well, I have a saying, too.
What's that?
Too many guitars, so little time.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah.
Got to make the most of that time, right?
That's true. Thank you, Ed Heisler, for joining us today. I really appreciate you being here. You brought a lot to the show.
Thank you.
And be sure to check out his shop in Cave Creek, Arizona. And his website is blackmountainguitar.com. Thanks to all of our viewers for joining us today on another episode of Vintage Guitar Legacies. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you later.